San Francisco just pulled off a robbery with this trade. Somehow they were able to acquire Bryce Huff, a player who had 10 sacks with Robert Saleh during the 2023 season, for only a day 3 pick. On top of that, San Francisco will only have to pay a fraction of the $17 million he's fully guaranteed this season, as the Eagles will pay $9.05 million, with the 49ers paying the remainder. So in this video, I really want to break down the player that is Bryce Huff, go over his strengths, his weaknesses, as well as his career up to this point, to really showcase the elite pass rusher he is and why I believe this is an absolute steal. Initially starting out, we need to talk about what Robert Saleh, San Francisco's defensive coach, as well as Chris Kasarik, their defensive line coach, are looking for in a defensive lineman. And that's the ability to get off the ball. It's so important for Chris Kasarik. In fact, San Francisco came up with their own metric, the GTFO metric, and Bryce Huff has it, to say the least. When you're looking at Huff's get-off speed, for instance, it measured at 0.63 seconds, which is faster than the NFL average of 0.75 seconds. This is really vital in San Francisco's wide 9 defensive front that really prioritizes a defensive lineman's ability to get off the ball, especially on third down situations where I believe Bryce Huff will mainly be used. But to really highlight just how effective he was in Robert Saleh's defense during the 2023 season, he led the NFL with 25% pressure rate. To break down how he uses his get off to get to quarterbacks, on this play, initially he finds his way into the backfield basically as soon as CJ Stroud hikes this ball, and before you know it, he's already on the ground. Tied directly with his ability to get off the ball is his bend and flexibility. His natural ability to bend around the edge allows him to turn tight corners while maintaining speed, which makes it extremely challenging for less athletic offensive tackles. Here going against Mike McGlinchey, for instance, you can see how initially his bend makes it almost impossible for him to block him in time, and then because he shoots back hard, he's able to get Wilson down for the sack. Another underappreciated part about Huff's game, in my opinion, is his ability to transition from speed moves over to power. Here going against the Giants, for instance, initially it looks like he'll be challenging the outside shoulder of this offensive lineman, but then he transitions into a bull rush and quickly brings down Jones for the sack. Another part of Bryce Huff's game I absolutely love is how deep his pass rush arsenal is and how he keeps his hands active throughout the rep. A perfect play to illustrate this is here going against the Cowboys. You can see how he's able to hit this tackle with the hump move and then brings down this quarterback, forcing a fumble and turnover for his team. To further highlight just how active his hands are throughout the rep, here going against the Giants, he's able to fight off the running back's block, keeps his hands active going against his tackle, and eventually brings down this quarterback. The final strength of Huff's I want to mention before moving on to his weaknesses is his relentless motor. He'll never give up on the play, which results in later developing sacks and tackles. Now moving into Huff's weaknesses, the first thing that really stands out is he's an undersized defensive end. At the combine, for instance, he came in at 6'3", weighing 255 pounds, which makes him susceptible against the run. To be fair though, I think San Francisco will limit how many runs he has to defend. I think mainly he'll be used as a third down piece, as I was mentioning earlier. Their first round pick in Mykel Williams, for instance, is really known for his run stuffing ability, so this is kind of a match made in heaven. Outside of his size and run defense capabilities, Huff is coming off a year where he tore a ligament in his wrist, so I'll be interested to see how he comes back from that. Overall though, when you're looking at this trade for San Francisco, I believe you're going to see the 2023 Bryce Huff return, who had 10 sacks for Robert Saleh's defense. I mean, he's not going to be used that much on run defense down, so he'll stay fresh and be able to use his speed to really take advantage of offensive tackles. But to fully understand the player that is Bryce Huff, I did want to briefly break down his career up to this point. When we were first introduced to Huff, he was playing his high school football in Mobile, Alabama, where he attended St. Paul's Episcopal High School. As a senior, he was named first team All-State after recording 93 tackles and 7 sacks. Rather than playing defensive end though, he played inside linebacker and was ranked a 2-star recruit according to 24/7 Sports, and had offers from Memphis, Arkansas State, Georgia Southern, Nicholas, as well as South Alabama. Ultimately, he did decide to enroll at Memphis. During his time at Memphis, he fully transitioned over to the defensive end position, and he registered 136 tackles, 39.5 tackles for loss, 18 sacks, 27 quarterback hurries, 3 pass breakups, 4 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. Despite this illustrious career, however, he went undrafted during the 2020 NFL Draft, but shortly after signed with Robert Saleh's Jets. He stayed there for 4 years, and during that period, he was able to register 94 tackles as well as 17.5 sacks. Then prior to the start of last season, he cashed in on this production, signing a 3-year deal with the Eagles for $51.1 million. And while he was injured last year, over the course of his career, he has a relatively clean bill of health, so I don't think that's going to be a long-term issue for him moving forward. But ultimately, these are just some of my thoughts on San Francisco trading a day 3 pick for Bryce Huff, and I'd like to hear some of your thoughts down below. It would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.